Hey guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to the Jule's channel. It's down below. Season 2, Chronicles of a Jule. We're talking relationships. Hey guys. I guess we're gonna move on to season 2 of Chronicles of a Jule. These are just my experiences, my opinions. You can listen or not listen, or whatever, but we all have our journey that we walk, and this thing called life that we live or exist in or whatever. But let me say this: I have had a lot of people giving me relationship advice, and they themselves were in toxic relationships. And I believe you can learn from any and everybody, but if you are telling me to do things in my relationship that you are doing in your relationship and it's not working, I need you to get yourself together. I'm not going to listen to that. So a lot of you know that I was married for a number of years, and I'm now divorced, and I've been divorced officially for 2 years. My marriage just did not work for me, and I got to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore. So, and I'm not saying that I was perfect in the marriage. That's not what I'm saying at all, because I know I made my mistakes, as well as he did. But we just couldn't make it work. I definitely stopped trying. I just stopped caring because I wasn't getting what I needed. And so I had some married wives say, well, are you fixing his plate, and are you massaging him, and it's just all kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing that. It's not working. And I'm like, and you're doing that in your marriage, but yet and still your husband is cussing you out, your husband is cheating on you, your husband doesn't respect you. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna listen to that, because it didn't work. Maybe in the moment it did, but for the long haul, no, it didn't. And I got to the point where I was just tired of people telling me stuff that didn't even work for them. And I, had joined the church so that I could have an outlet and have some guidance. And in the church, I was just told, stick it out, stick it out. You can't get divorced just because you realize that you're unevenly yoked, because you were unevenly yoked when you said I do. And I'm like, but we weren't in the church either. Neither one of us were. And then I decided to get saved and, join the church ministry and all that stuff. And it was like, well, just because you join ministry and just because you get saved doesn't give you the right to leave your marriage. And I'm like, you guys don't know what I have to deal with. And it wasn't fair to me. It wasn't fair to him. It was not fair for either one of us to be with somebody who didn't make us happy. And I'm like, I don't think that God said live a life of misery, even if you're married. You know what I mean? So you Bible thumpers need to quit. I didn't want my testimony to be, they go, I've talked to several married Christian couples, and a lot of times the husband doesn't even go to church. It's always the wife, and then they're listening to what they're being fed in the church, and then they're applying it improperly to their life. And that's what I had to stop doing. I had to stop applying what I was being told in the church improperly to my life. because it was not conducive, and I was miserable and I was depressed, and like seriously, I was clinically diagnosed with depression, and I was given all these depression pills from my doctor, and I felt doped up. I was a zombie. Like it didn't help. So you have to stop telling people that if they get divorced, they're going to hell, because that's not true. And God did not create us to live a life of misery. So you have to do what works best for you. You know, you get married for the right reasons, and then you put everything in it that you can. And when you don't have anything left and it's still not going right, chuck the deuces. And if you're married to somebody who won't let go, sir, ma'am, whoever you are that won't let go, you need to stop. Let it go, because it didn't work. It's not working. If you love that person as much as you say you do, then you should want them to be happy, period. There's nothing else to discuss. And I'm not going to buy you having mental health issues, because that is not always the case. And 90% of the time, it's not even the case. People just are selfish and controlling and possessive, and they need to stop it and get over themselves. But yeah, I have to move according to what makes me happy and what gives me peace, because nothing is more important than my peace of mind. Because if I go crazy, it's not going to be a good look. It's not going to be a good outcome. It'll be an outcome, but not a good one. And I had gotten to that point where I was extremely suicidal, and and I didn't know how to cope or go on. And I had to finally shake myself, like seriously shake myself, and say, hey, what the hell are you doing, Sa? You need to get it together. Stop listening to these people who don't have a stake in your life, who could care less if you're here or not. It's fake love for the moment, but they're not here living your life with you. They don't know all the ins and outs. They don't know the details of everything that you have to deal with. So you need to figure this thing out yourself, and learn how to press forward and move so that you can have peace, and remove anybody. And that's friend, family, or foe. All 3 F's. Friend, family, or foe. Remove them from your life if they are not conducive to what brings you peace. Because just because you have the same blood running through your veins does not give them the right to be in your life. Period. If that means I have to walk through this life physically alone, then so be it. Because I need my peace from here on out. Like, I'm getting older. My son's going to college, and I need peace. Okay? Like, I'm too young. I'm too old. I'm not old, but I'm too old to continue to deal with the things that I dealt with when I was in my 20s. Like, no, I'm pushing 40, and it is no joke out here in these streets, okay? But yeah, so when it comes to relationships, you can't always listen to everybody, especially if what they're doing is not working for them. I've had conversations with couples that say, oh, we've overcome infidelity, and I don't want that to be my testimony, because I do not believe it's in a man's nature to cheat. I do not believe it's in a woman's nature to cheat. People do what you allow them to do. Simple as that. They cheat because they want to. That doesn't mean that's in their nature. I don't want infidelity to be my testimony. Like, oh, we got through this. I already can't trust, so I would never trust you after that. I don't want other negative things to just be my testimony. Like, I stuck with him through this, and I stuck with them through that. No, I don't want it. I just don't. And then I won't start off in a relationship on the struggle bus. So no, if you're having financial issues, there's no need for us to start off together, and say whatever you want to say about that. I don't care, but I've held a guy down before in 2 previous relationships, and I'm just from the very beginning. Okay. Like, there was no history in it. There was no stake in it, but I was there from the beginning, and they were on the struggle bus, and I was right there with them, supporting them, uplifting them, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, and it was just not appreciated or reciprocated. And I'm not going to do that crap no more. So you have to bring something to the table if you want to be in a relationship with me or anybody. You should be bringing something substantial to the table. So I'm going to get off my soapbox, but seriously, don't settle. Chase after your peace. And if anybody or anything is trying to stand in the way of that, cut them off. Peace.